So the city of Buffalo just elected a new mayor, and her name is India Walton. She just beat Mayor Byron Brown, who was looking to run for his fifth term. Had he had won, he would have become the longest running mayor in the history of Buffalo. And she ran a grassroots progressive campaign. She is a socialist. Um, well, democratic socialist, but she is a socialist in name as well. She believes in socialism, not capitalism, socialism. And because of that, she's getting a lot of headlines. AOC tweeted about her. She's getting a lot of coverage. I, as a socialist myself, I just can't believe that Buffalo did it. You know, well, I mean, I don't like using labels. I do believe in far leftism, though, no doubt. But the point is, Buffalo, like, we just elected this, and I'm happy. I'm very happy. And this has put so much faith back into me as far as politics goes because, I've been in the game for a while. So, like, you always constantly hear about bad news all the time, and it just wears you down. And, ever since I left the Libertarian Party, I haven't really been doing as much activism and involvement, which sucks. But I don't want to be involved with labels or political parties anymore. I just want to be known for me and be critiqued for the things I say. But I'm sick of being told I'm not progressive enough or I'm not libertarian enough. Like, I don't care anymore. I'm just me. But I digress. So this guy, I was just looking through YouTube to see who was talking about her, and Black and White News posted a video about her, and I was watching the first 2 minutes of it, and I was just already like stunned, like on how ridiculous and not critiquing this was. But it's from Black and White News, and he's going to explain to you. Well, he's just going to talk about India Walton and just basically crap on her.
All right, Black and White News fans, I must say, you get what you vote for. You absolutely get what you vote for. Apparently, Joe Biden is apparently the president, and apparently he got 81 million votes. And America is getting what they, quote unquote, voted for. The economy is in the trash. The job numbers are terrible. Inflation has run amok. America is getting what it deserves. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. Well, now, let's continue on that. And we're going to go over to Buffalo, New York. Because Buffalo, New York is about to get what they voted for. And I have no sympathy whatsoever, folks, for the city of Buffalo.
He's so mad.
Because it looks like now, folks, the city of Buffalo has elected a socialist. And this is actually a socialist.
You saw like that millisecond pause he did before they have elected a socialist. Look at the anger in his face. Look at the disappointment in his face. This is what happens when you've been brainwashed. You talk about this like, somebody just died, or it's or just like you're just disgusted and appalled by the progression of the world. And like, oh man, I just wish we'd be back in the good old days. That type of disappointment.
That actually says she's a socialist. She isn't like a Democrat that really does support socialism but doesn't want to tell you they're a socialist. Yeah, this lady is 100% a socialist communist. And she's not even hiding
There's no such thing as a socialist communist.
it, folks. She's not hiding it. Buffalo becomes the first major U.S. city to elect a socialist. They're not hiding it. Buffalo becomes the first major U.S. city to elect a socialist. They're going to get what they voted for. They are. So we're going to be getting in that in this video, folks. And as you guys know, we do not support socialist, communist, Marxists on this channel. Never have. We never will. So we're going to be talking about Miss India Walton, elected to become the next mayor of Buffalo, New York. How the mighty state of New York has fallen, folks. First, guys, make sure you guys go over to blackandwhitenetwork.com. Pick up a membership today, just starting at $5 per month. As you guys know, this channel has been demonetized by YouTube. That's why we actually did create the website. That way we can actually post private videos, give our opinions even more in depth than what you actually are listening to right now on this channel here. If you don't want to do that, we do have a donation tab where you can donate directly to Black and White Network and also shop for the merch. Let's get into it, guys. India Walton, socialist and former nurse, is set to become Buffalo's first female mayor. I won. Mommy, I'm the mayor of Buffalo. And you can see right here, this is the communist known as India Walton.
Oh my God.
And it says here, it was shaping up as a stunning upset. India Walton, a socialist candidate running her first political campaign in Buffalo, New York, appears set to defeat four-term incumbent Byron Brown, in the city's Democratic mayoral primary. With 100% of the precincts reporting, Walton has a lead of 1,507 votes. The 38-year-old progressive challenger is now on track to become the city's first female mayor and the first socialist mayor of a major U.S. city in recent memory. You get what you vote for. So I guess
He keeps saying that, but he's not going into depth as to what that means. Like, where is the substance? What are you talking about? Why is this bad? Go into detail. But instead he just, communism bad. Like, she's not a communist, she's a socialist too. So
the city of Buffalo, they want socialism, and they want it now.
no, he acts as if like not everybody knew she was a socialist. Like, I worked with India Walton a few years back when I used to like be into activism and stuff and had more time before I had a kid. And no, like I never knew she was a socialist. And back then I was a capitalist. But, that being aside, like, I always knew she had the passion and the heart. So when I found out she was running and when she won, this is why this put so much faith back into my politics again, because like I was losing hope. It gives me a lot of hope, actually. And like I'm gonna start like it's inspired me. And it's just so crazy because I know who she is. Well, I don't know her, but like, I worked with her and I got to know her a little bit, and like, oh man, like it's just crazy that she won, but he's not getting into depth. about what he's talking about, so we can already tell where this is heading.
They're gonna pay the price, folks. But check this out. This is what she actually has planned for her first 100 days. It says here, in her first 100 days, Walden has promised to sign a tenant's bill of rights that will install a tenant advocate and institute rent control. Don't let the free market, just be the free market. She wants to control that.
And are you going to go into depth as to why the free market does better for the people rather than rent control? I mean, here's the way I see things, okay? Like, it really depends on like my concept of liberty and freedom and something that would be good for people. And I'm not married to just one type of idea. But what it really comes down to for me is if the good outweighs the bad. And rent and the the price of housing right now is skyrocketing. People can't afford this. Right now in Buffalo, we're going through gentrification. Mayor Brown, he has been trying to make Buffalo a medical city where we should be the example of like the medical world and the medical field. And I mean, we put 4 hospitals next to each other, 4 hospitals. And we've just been basically going through gentrification these past few years. So when the reason why it's good that Mayor Brown lost is because he was just a corporate Democrat. He was being fueled by the powers that be, the people who've always been in power within this city. He has a lot of corruption scandals, the Buffalo Billions, where basically he tried to say, oh, well, we could just get all these big corporations into the city and it'll just trickle down on the rest of us, trying to make the city better, but better for who? Better for the people who you're trying to let come into our city and change it up for your vision and for your goons who fund you. So it's about the good outweighing the bad. And for me, this rent control is needed right now. People are not. We had 26 million people are expected to be homeless right now in this country. And if you don't have shelter, you don't have your basic needs met, then you're just an unhealthy person. And you're going to be in this hunter-gatherer state where you're always just constantly trying to worry about how you're going to pay for the next thing you have to pay for, whether it be bills, food, or what have you. This deprives liberty and doesn't let you live life the way you see fit. Milton Friedman said it best. People have forgotten what this country was founded on, and what the founders believed in. And as far as liberty goes, which don't get me wrong, they didn't always follow liberty, but the philosophy of it was, there should never be a concentrated power given to the state or anybody else. And he even included that with, private businesses not being able to do that, which is why he believed in a universal basic income, where you had the money you needed to afford the bare necessities and housing and stuff like that. Even Milton Friedman understood this. Adam Smith has talked about this too, about, you have to make sure that the workers are taken care of, otherwise they're just going to be as stupid and ignorant as possible. So that is why economic liberty is so important. And this is why rent control is so important. But he's not going to go into depth. He's just going to tell you that, oh, well, not like the free market can do it better or anything, Like, he's not going to tell you why the free market is better.
She wants to remove police from responding to most mental health calls. What is a mental health call? Pretty much anything that involves the police and violent crime. That's
No, no. She wants to reallocate the funds to mental health crises respondents and try and get the police out of those situations as much as possible. She's not going to completely get rid of all of it because, there's going to be times where it's going to be violent, so he's wrong.
what it is. She plans to declare Buffalo a sanctuary city. Oh, yes, you got to have criminals who are legal immigrants running around the city committing crimes. And she doesn't want the police to interfere with that. She would be the first woman to be Buffalo's mayor. While there are other radical mayors in the United States, Walton would be the only socialist mayor in a major city. Well, she wouldn't be the only one. The other ones, they're just trying to hide that they're actually socialists, But she is not actually hiding that she's a socialist. I mean, rent control, tenant advocate and institutional rent control, this is crazy. The free market should be the free market.
Explain why.
I believe in economics. I'm a capitalist. I'm not a socialist. This is crazy. The free market should be the free market. I believe in economics. I'm a capitalist. I'm not a socialist. I'm not a communist.
I believe in economics. I'm a capitalist. I rewinded it 10 seconds so you guys could hear that because I was talking through it. He says, I'm a capitalist. I believe in economics. Well, again, he's not going into depth in what that means and why it's better for people. Because basically he doesn't know why. He basically has to ignore history and market failures to believe in the shit he believes in. Because the social democrats will tell you all the failures of capitalism. And they're capitalists. And that's why they want welfare statism. Because they understand that there are just certain things that the free market has no business being a part of. That being healthcare. That being housing. Because there's a demand for housing, but people can't afford it right now. And they don't give a shit. Every solution to right-wing economics, you will learn to understand, basically do nothing. And they'll give you this bull crap about, oh, well, charity will fix it. Or we can fund the government with charity. Well, let me tell you something, folks. We can't even surpass $500 billion in charity right now. And if we had their way, sure, you'll get a lot of taxes. You'll get a lot of money back from all the abolished taxes. But is that really going to matter with the privatization that they're going to put into it? All the new things that were once free to people are now going to be privatized, like healthcare and education. Now I have to get out a loan for the next 12 years to put my kids through school. So, this is theory land. This is theory land nonsense. And, he's not going to tell you why socialism is bad. I can tell you why capitalism is bad. Capitalism is bad is because you only have as much liberty as you have capital under it. And when that happens, you suffer or you die. If you don't have a livable income, you are constantly struggling and constantly suffering. And then when leftists decide, oh, well, maybe we should have universal education so that even the poor people can go to school, they're like, oh, no, well, why should I pay for it? Work harder, start a business. The average student loan debt for an American is 30 grand. And they're telling you that you have to work harder or start a business to pursue your dreams. Guys, you cannot live life the way you see fit unless you have capital. It doesn't make sense. Even if everybody just woke up one day and said they're going to try their hardest and advance themselves, we're talking about jobs that without, we wouldn't have an economy. We couldn't function. Cashiering, retail, stuff like that. Things that demand somebody to attend. But they don't have a solution. They don't. And sorry about that. And every solution is basically to do nothing. To do nothing. I mean, we've had movements due to the horrible failures and conditions of capitalism when left unchecked. We've had the 12-hour day, 6 days a week work routine. We've had it. We've had unsafe factories where people have had their limbs ripped off. This is the solution, and this is the type of person that we're dealing with. Had we still been in that era, where they would have argued that, oh, why should the government have to change that? Are you serious? We had 5-year-old mine coal workers, people.
And remove police from responding to most mental health calls. Folks, Buffalo will end up being like Portland. Buffalo will end up being like Chicago. Buffalo will end up being like Minneapolis. What do those cities have in common? Crime is running amok because you have these mayors out there that are defunding the police and not letting the police do their job. This is crazy.
But she never said she was going to let them do their job. And we were talking about mental health specifically anyways. So he's just lying, or at least strawmanning.
Walton was spotted celebrating as her campaign declared victory late Tuesday. Quote, "I won, Mommy. I'm the mayor of Buffalo," she told her mother in a conversation captured on video and posted to Twitter. On social media, notable progressives, including Democratic Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the New York City Socialist, congratulated Walton on her likely win. Oh, boy. This is sickening here. This is AOC right here. India Walton became a mother at 14 years old. She earned her GED while pregnant with twins. She graduated, became a registered nurse, and then a representative in her union, 1199 SEIU, then directed a community land trust. Tonight it seems Buffalo may be making her mayor. So she became a mother at 14 years old. Why in the world is she getting pregnant at 14 years old? Where's the father at? I don't know.
Jesus Christ! This guy's almost as unbearable as Steven Crowder. He's trashing her for being a teen mother. Yet, despite being a teen mother and having very little options, being kicked out at 14, she still managed to move up and become the mayor of Buffalo. Not everybody in her situation would have been able to keep going. You know, people like him, he doesn't understand that everybody has their own situation. Everybody is raised and guided or non-guided in different ways. And some people end up being so misguided to the point where they stay where they are, or because they are lazy, which, you know, the data shows that that's usually not the case. It's just people just have really bad situations, and it just leads them to just be stuck. or just end up staying where they are. And that's not acceptable. Okay, this is why we need leftism, so that we can uplift poverty, uplift illiteracy, and make people more educated, so that we can do better for the next generation, so that the next generation is well off, and we no longer have to deal with these type of situations and these type of problems, and people are going to be able to live life the way they see fit. That's the whole point.
Did she marry the father? I have no idea either. No idea. But look where she came from. She went from being a 14-year-old mother now to being the mayor. Why? Because America is the greatest country on the planet.
Oh my God.
What other country where a 14-year-old pregnant girl can end up becoming the mayor of a city?
A lot
Only
of
in
places.
America, folks, because the American system is great.
Oh my
But
God.
these socialists, they hate America.
Hey guys, I hate America. You hear what he says? I hate America because I want people to have education and healthcare and housing as a fundamental human right. Do you hear this guy? No substance yet. Just complete and utter straw mans. The only coherent thing he said so far is, if you defund the police, then there's going to be more crime. She never said she was going to abolish or defund the police. We were specifically talking about mental health, and she didn't even say she was going to take all the cops out of mental health. She never said that. So he's wrong.
Really, really do. Guys, you're going to get what you vote for, folks. And I feel very, very bad for the people of Buffalo.
Oh my God.
Your city
His face
is going to be a dumpster fire. It is. Don't vote for socialists. Her agenda is pretty clear. She's not hiding it. She's not hiding her agenda.
Her agenda?
The police are not going to be able to do their job.
Her agenda?
She wants to control the means of production in the local economy when it comes to rent control. That's socialism, folks. That's communism.
That's not socialism. That's regulations. Oh my God. Wow. You know what? I can't even be mad. I really can't. Because when you stay in your echo chamber this long, you honestly are just completely arrogant in your ignorance. This guy truly thinks he just owned this. He just owned this lady, and he uploaded this video just thinking, wow, I really just owned the libs on this one. He made no argument, and guess what? We have less than a minute. Still no arguments left. I gave you my arguments.
Right there. This is sickening right here. This is sickening, but Buffalo, you got what you deserve. You voted for this.
Sickening.
You voted for this. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white news fans. The people of Buffalo, they love communism. They love socialism. And watch how that city gets destroyed. I wouldn't be surprised if people started moving out of Buffalo, because that city will become a dumpster fire. Let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White News, and we'll catch you next time.
Wow, that was bad. Well, anybody who does end up watching this because of India Walton and wanted to know more about her, I can just tell you she truly is going to change this city. She's going to do extremely well for this city. The guy made no arguments. Literally made no arguments. And I'm going to post this and upload it to the comment section so that everybody will see that he's just silly. because I think I made my points pretty clear tonight. You know, we could, if you want to learn more about leftism, I mean, I have a bunch of videos on that, but I don't, if I were to get into policy by policy, then it would take a very long time. But, you know, studies don't lie, guys. The places with the best quality of life, left wing, mixed market economies, like Scandinavia. You know, there was a study done in the 80s where they compared capitalist and socialist countries together. And socialist countries had higher literacy rates, lower infant mortality, more food, more physicians and doctors, you know, just a lot of good stuff that promotes a better quality of life. So, you know, those are those are the those are really the two examples that I can give you right now. So that was my take. That was my response. This guy's ridiculous. I will talk to you guys later. Congratulations, India Walton. You deserve it.